Right, hi everyone. Next episode, a little bit of a special one this really, for the number of reasons. I'm currently in the Isle of Man holidaying, and I couldn't possibly have thought about coming to the Isle of Man, where I've never been before, by the way, without coming to see the Q Zone, and also old friends of ours. And I've got a lot of snooker people will instantly recognise who I've got beside me here, Daryl Hill. I think you've done something along the lines of winning a European under-21s maybe 10 years ago or something. Is that
10 years this year?
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. Where was that again?
Malta.
Yeah, and it only got you on the tour at the time, the main tour.
Yeah, I was 18 at the time.
And you were 18. I mean, you first go on the tour. I've worked with quite a lot of players who got on the tour when they were around that age, and you'd have to, you know, experience that to know what it was like. And I mean, but you've got that under your belt at the same time, haven't you? Which is great. But one of the things, we're in Daryl's academy. You do class it as an academy, don't you? And I would, from what this looks like. It's fantastic. We're in the pool room at the moment. But Andy, that light's not in the way, is it? Are we okay standing here? We've started in the pool room upstairs, and we want to work our way down to the snooker rooms. I really want to show the arena off downstairs. It's fantastic. Nice little bonus. I mean, I've come here. I teach pool players, but I've come here for the snooker. This is just a nice little bonus to me, and it's great. And I don't think we could do something like this without showing this. But
I'm still pleased with this room. You know, obviously we've got downstairs, which is the main feature of it, and I'm still really pleased with the setup we've achieved up here, especially for the south of the island as well, because Douglas has got a lot more pool facilities, maybe than down the south. So to be able to provide the southern players with this, you know, they've been really grateful for it and use it well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You managed to include a players' lounge.
Yes. Yeah. Well, as you say, being a snooker player, you know, when we've become basically the main hosting venue for the Island Association to host their major events here and their one-day ranking events. So for that purpose as well, and whenever we have our own one-day comps, you know, as a player, you need sometimes that space to get away from the busy stuff. And if you've got time, you know, an hour or so to kill in between matches, it's just nice to be able to come somewhere and just sit quietly. It
certainly is. It's a must, really. If you're going to do it properly, it's a must, isn't it? Anyone would appreciate that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And we do food as well, so it's a good, you know, people who don't want to eat around the snooker or pool tables, they can come into here and bring their lunch, you know, things like that. Of course. For the main customers during the day. So.
Of course, it's great. It really is. Daryl and his dad used to come to see us in Liverpool when you were how old? I mean, what time was that? How long ago was that?
I wouldn't even like to guess.
For me, it was about 17, 18 years ago, you know. He was only just a teenager.
Easily.
And he used to come all the way from when we had our old academy in Liverpool. They'd come all the way from the Isle of Man and play in the tournaments and everything. It was we had some fantastic little memories. You and your dad. And your dad's here today. In fact, there he is. Excuse me, you're not getting away with that.
That's right.
He's dressed like James Bond today, and I'm jealous. But there you go. But Jez, I'm just saying, it's fantastic place. It's great to see you, and to have this. This is why I couldn't wait to show this off. All that time when they used to come to see us, and now we've got this thing where, you know, I've got the privilege of coming to see a club where he was a young boy when I first met him, trying his best way before he got on the tour and way before he turned into an absolute monster on the table. And not many people get on the tour. One in how many million? Do you know? It's not. And for the guys who have their own academy here, it's fantastic to see. And we haven't even seen the best bits yet. This is, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to say straight away, this has got to be a Q Tour venue for me. It's fantastic. So you've got the American pool table. Were you telling me it's the only one on the island?
Yes, yeah, for commercial use.
Thanks, Jez.
Okay. Quick to get away.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's the only one on the island. And again, the amount of players who come in here who have never actually got to play 9-ball or spots and stripes, whatever, properly, on a proper table with the bigger pockets, the sliding cushions. So they've enjoyed being able to get a go at it, basically.
Yeah,
before, it was only when you went away you had the option.
Right, okay. And it's
it
a
was
great
real
table,
novelty.
great looking table.
Yeah.
I
Again,
like American pool. I like to stroke to American pools. Yeah, I feel like getting involved.
Again, that's tournament used as well.
Is it?
So we've got proper tournament equipped.
But you know, here, obviously, right, it's very natural the way we do these. If you haven't already noticed, where I'm concerned, I just sort of cock up left, right, and centre, and but we'll try and do as little of that as possible. Can I leave it to you where we start in this room? Can we save the best till last?
Yes,
where would you start then?
Yeah. Well, definitely with these three.
Yeah.
So obviously I've mapped out the room or the arena.
So we're going this way?
Yeah. So I've mapped out the arena to basically suit all the needs in one go. So obviously you would know yourself, you ideally want to have a mixture of tables in the club,
Cater
not
for
everybody
everyone.
wants to be on the match tables with tight pockets, and also your better players don't want to be slugging it on club tables, with heavy cloths on. So we've got the club side here, which is just standard tables, nice old BCE tables. Refurbished them all when we got them, and they are box standard, just nice club tables, nice cloth on them, still play well, still play better than most of what we have to offer.
So you've got three of them. These three here. Yeah. And then what have we got?
So we move to the middle. These are basically the same two tables, the same as the three club ones, but we've modified them with steel block cushions, matched cut pockets, a little bit more generous than the ultra championship tables, but they're nice. They're a nice step in between. People don't want to maybe go on the ultra fast, tight pockets. So we've got something in between where we've got nice springy cushions, and they feel a bit better when they're potting balls on here.
Yeah, and everything that you've spoke of so far. Look at this. The room between the tables it's such a luxury. It's fantastic. That makes a massive difference, doesn't it?
And it was tricky when I started this, because you didn't know how popular it was going to be, or you didn't know how many tables you needed, or what was going to work. It was a pure gamble and guesswork. So initially, these two tables were actually over on the other side of the room, on the far side, and we only had one of those club tables in the middle here, so we only had 7 tables in total. So then, as that's progressed, then it was a case of realising that we had to expand a little bit, and again finding what we could install with keeping the space, because that for me was key. Too many clubs, I think, around the UK are guilty of seeing a bit of greed, maybe seeing money over
they just
quality
squeeze
and
that
comfortable,
extra
and
table
just that
in.
bit where and
you get all this business.
Exactly, and you're waiting for someone to play the shot. I've always got it where 2 players can play, say, a blue across the middle of the table from the middle pockets, and they don't have to bump into each other. They can play the shot at the same time. So that's what I try to keep, and just squeeze out as much as I can in the room.
It's fantastic. It's the first thing you notice when you walk in, as well as these chairs as well. Love these chairs. There's just something about them. Your dad was telling me you ended up, ironically, you ended up with 147
chairs.
It would be, wouldn't it? But that's meant to be. Anything like that. They're nice little signs, aren't they?
Yeah.
So where would you go to next? I mean, you've got these. That's the office? Is that the office?
Yes,
there, or?
that's our main reception area there.
Yeah.
And obviously got a good look out on people coming in through the door, and got the whole room, and from there. That is also down the bottom there. We've got obviously some more seating area, which is a nice way of people relaxing while they can watch the game.
Yeah, and all this, it's like a nice little lounge area, isn't it? Here?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then what have we got here?
Well, it's just basically, it was empty space. I didn't really have a purpose for it, but we also now, like when the association come down and use have their ranking events or one-day tournaments, That's the tournament office. So you have the tournament director based in there. Of course, they can see everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
So they've got a tournament office as well, and we run live streaming when we host major tournaments, and the finals on our centre star table here, and we actually wire commentary up as well. So we have the commentators based in there as well. So it's a proper commentary box. So you know.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. And that wasn't really the plan, that just happened.
That's like a little
bonus.
bonus.
Opportunity, and that's why I mic up and off.
It's great. I just love the feel of the place. And then so we've got 4 tables in a row here. What we got here?
Yeah. So obviously everyone should recognise one of these, I would imagine. Star table tournament used again from World Snooker, and this was obviously one thing. Priority I had to get in the club from day one when I was starting it, you know, again, never had a star table now, never had anything of this standard for players to have a go on. And it's amazing how popular it has become. You know, you think people would be frightened of it or not want to go on it or be wary of it, but once they go on it once, they love it, and it's by far the most popular table in the club, really.
Right, that's good. That's good. Because say it's not always the case. They can sort of shy away from it. I do know your dad told me as well earlier that the both of you actually built that table. It's the first ever table you put together.
Yes.
And talk about in at the deep end. I believe that's the hardest one to put together.
Yeah.
Or one of them.
So
you must have learned a lot there. So it was a nice little story with that table. How about these?
So these are our newest addition. So I expanded the club just towards the end of last year, a few months ago. And again, so I had the 2 steel blocked club tables here, which were fine, and then just the 2 outer tables, which we'll get up to the other one in a minute. But we needed something else, you know, and I had ideas in my mind of trying to bring events over from the UK. You mentioned maybe Q Tour, you know, and I was trying to strive for something like that. So I thought I need to get something to go here, so I've got, you know,
definitely. Jason Ferguson, come and have a look at this, Jason. Really nice place.
So I had a few ideas. I was shopping around. I was desperate for a Riley Aristocrat table because that for me is still probably the best table you
my
can play on.
too. Yeah.
So I still want one. I haven't got one yet, but I'm still sort of looking. But anyway, while I was shopping around, I just had an idea, because when we get up to the far end, we've got the my original Shender table up there, which I don't think people hear much about these days. I really like it because it was obviously my own, and Star was popular, but the Shender got so much use because it was like when I started my league team and got players down, that was our league table, and they were spending hours on it, and literally from when we opened at midday to about 10 o'clock at night, it was just getting 10 hours sole use every day, which wasn't really good for it, you know, and I couldn't even get on it. So I reached out to Shender, the actual Shender factory in China. Didn't know they were still doing tables, didn't know they were still making them. Spoke to them there, and they were doing them, and got an amazing deal on them. And thought, well, if I can get another 2 tables similar to table 4 up the end, you know, that will suit the players, suit me, because it will free that table or spread the usage out. So last February put the order in, and then last summer we had the excitement of them arriving brand new, all packaged up. So we've got tables 2 and 3 now, which are basically brand new Shenders. Play very similar to wrestling tables, I must say. I just think they look absolutely stunning.
They are, they're lovely. And again, it's the distance between the tables. And we haven't mentioned the lighting yet either. So it's basically these 3 tables have got sort of top class lighting systems, haven't they?
Yeah. There's a bit of a story with the one at the end, which we'll get to, which is why I've not changed it. But yeah, so this came with the whole package. The lights and everything was in the package. So you've got the whole set. Obviously, these 4 tables are heated as well constantly. So it is giving the players. They've got XU's number 10 beds on them. So it's the best of the best. Really.
Right. No, it's absolutely fantastic.
But I will say one thing about these Shenders. As soon as I say Shender, most of your listeners will go, "Oh, big bags, you know, big pockets." These aren't. These are tight.
Right.
Actually,
Yeah, They look it.
Very similar to wrestling tables.
Yeah. The middles look nippy as well. Yeah. You know, even that green into the middle there.
Yeah.
It's you know, you're dropping that one in, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what have we got? What have we got left, Daryl?
So we've got basically, this is my corner of the room, if you like. This is my own setup. So when I was playing on the island before and trying to obviously get into European junior stuff and world junior stuff, I had no practice facilities of any kind that could offer any sort of playing conditions similar to what I was going to. So we had an agricultural barn in the garden, which we measured up, had room to put a table in. So when I was at one of the events, we managed to acquire one of the tables after that from the tournament when they were using the Shenders. It was from the World Amateur Championship in about 2012, I think.
Okay.
And we got it shipped back from Latvia, and it went up in the barn. And actually, when I obviously came off the tour and didn't play for quite a bit, this was in the barn, just covered up, wasn't using it, and I felt quite sorry for it in a way. So moved that in to the club. Another reason I got the club going as well was to sort of reignite a bit of love for the game for me that I'd lost. So we've got this Shender in now into the corner, and this is sort of my setup now. So I've got a couple of my pictures up round the.
No, it's lovely, and it's always nice to have your own corner out the way where you've got that focused aspect to it.
It's quite nice to hear players who enjoy playing on my table.
It's great.
Playing on Daryl's table. That's.
So what's the just before we start winding this down? What's the impact we got? Because I love this island. It's fantastic, and this is obviously put. To some degree, it's helping put sort of, it on the map. Yeah. On the island, snooker, maybe some of the pool as well. Yeah. What sort of impact has it had from a playing point of view? I'm taking it the standard must have gone up. I think you mentioned something to me before about. It's nice you've had a few of the younger players joining your team, and are they all younger than you? Did you say?
All bar one, yeah.
That's really good signs, isn't it?
Idea. That was my aim, yeah. Because it needs, as much as I enjoy going away, and I've always got something behind me from what I've done in the game, so people know who I am and know what I've achieved and everything. But that's not enough. It needs something more from the Isle of Man to do that as well. He needs more names, and so the Isle of Man is seeing more of the general bit of competition. So we've increased junior participation. That was the key, because before this venue there wasn't really a junior venue where juniors could have receive coaching, and parents could even safely take them somewhere. So we've increased the junior participation there. We've got weekly coaching for the juniors. Their standard is coming on. It could be a bit quicker, and I managed to get one of them in my team now. He's just turned 17, I think. So he's coming along quite nicely, doing okay. But yeah, there's been some lads a bit older than me. A bit older than the juniors, but are younger than me. And they were just sort of ones I spotted. They started coming in and enjoying it and doing a lot of solo stuff, which I hadn't seen before on the island, because you couldn't really do any solo practice.
Good sign again.
So they were coming in and wanting to just play on their own a bit, and I thought, right, I'm going to nobble these, So I started chatting to them, seeing how far they wanted to go in the game, because they had some potential. Started working with them a bit. They enjoyed it, got better. So the main thing I've seen is how their standard in our competitions has risen. So they're now playing against the established players who've played for years, to a fairly decent level, and they're starting to be competitive against them. They're starting to pull a victory off.
It's a slow process, isn't it?
It's the hardest game. 4 years. So
that is. You don't get anything overnight. Do you?
Then international participation. That's the key as well. So I've got a teammate who, fair enough, isn't from the Q zone initially. But he's increased his play a bit more now, and he's enjoying moulding his game around these tables, and he started coming away with me and doing international team stuff. And we did really well in the European teams last year out in Portugal, where we went. And I'd like to see him get maybe into more individual stuff, so that he can show himself off more than being with me. and we took another player brand new to the home internationals last year, purely from building up from this venue.
Right, from scratch,
From
sort of
scratch,
thing.
yeah.
Isn't that good? It's quite romantic, that,
And
whenever
I've got
that's
a
the
bit-
case, isn't it?
I've got maybe 2 more that are looking like, at the moment on our ranking list, they're in a place for the home internationals this year. And I'm actually trying, and at the moment the rankings would suggest we can, that the men's team at the home internationals in Leeds will all be Q-zone players, will be 4 Q-zone players, which would just be that'd be just
That's
the
really
pinnacle
good.
for me.
That's
just
really
to-
good. And I think with you being young as well, you're still very young. You've got this now. You're going to have a lot of opportunities in the future to make that grow more and more. I'm sure you
And you
will.
know yourself from being a coach,
You know.
from being able to offer someone help, and for them to have the enjoyment of them taking it and seeing their game progress.
It's priceless.
It is, yeah.
It is the sort of thing
Knowing
that
that
money
you can
can't
give
buy.
them-
That
knowing you
that
can give
feeling,
them that advice,
that you get. You seem awfully close there, Andrew. But you've got us on some sort of wide screen. So anything else that you'd like to add before we go? I just think it's absolutely fantastic. It's great to say. It's great to see you and your dad, and this for the first time. But I think it's just really exciting for the future on the island.
I hope so, yeah. And as I say, there's hope to now, especially with this section of the 4 championship tables. Maybe getting some sort of international friendlies going. I think is another aim as well.
Yeah.
Get a country over, and we'll take them on over a weekend.
We said about the
possibilities
Q
are
Tour. Yeah, I mean, even me knowing it here now, I can encourage people to come, maybe go in a tournament that you hold, at the same time. Do you know they've started one in the UK one in Scotland last year, and it's gone fantastic. A junior under 21s. I visited there. I was teaching one of the German players after the tournament, and they got a little taste of the back end of the tournament. Fantastically successful. So I think the benefit to coming here is you're on a beautiful island as well.
Yeah, and it's accessible. You'll know
It's
from being here this
easy.
weekend
I've never
how easy
been
it
on.
is to
So
get
I
here.
got on the plane, and before I knew it, I was off. I think it was. I think that
19 minutes.
19
something like that,
minutes on the plane.
Yeah.
It was not. I wanted to do the bus ride, but I wanted to do the boat. The bus ride. We just got off the boat. We're going to do that one, but I couldn't believe how quickly we got here, and then you're in the heart of everything, quickly enough. And so I'll do the next time I'm here. I'll do another one. We'll do an update on this, and I'll bring me cue. I'll get a bit of practice in before they come, see if I can duffy it up.
But certainly, I mean, I'm not putting words into your mouth, but we've had people visit. I've had some fellow players over. I've had table fitters or ex-players. I get the Camelot guys over. I hold exhibitions on the Star Table, so I have quite a few professionals here.
Great.
And they all, without prompting, do say, this venue for them is up there with anything that is on offer, sort of around the British Isles.
How good's that? And they know what they're talking about, and they've experienced it here, and that's horse's mouth stuff, isn't it? Fantastic. I can't believe I'm here in a way, because knowing you when you were that big, and this is all yours and everything, and what you're doing, you're igniting things on the island and everything. I'm really proud of you, Dad. I really am. So God knows what everyone are here. It's been great to see your dad, and I just wish you all the luck in the way. And thanks for letting us in when you don't normally open till 5. This is a Monday today. You don't normally open till 5 o'clock.
Yeah, fine.
And you've gone out your way to let us in, so we can do this, and I really appreciate it. I'm sure this is going to be buzzing later on, but I'm really looking forward to coming back, and thank you very much for that. This is a nice little special one for me, because it's unique to this island. It was needed, and everything, and I think the snooker people in charge. And that's that's always a good thing, and it's been open long enough now for you to what you're doing and everything, I'm sure. So it's great. So yeah, that's me signing off from the Isle of Man I'll see you in the next one.